6:00 and we're gonna call our meeting to order. We appreciate everyone that's here for our school board meeting, but we're gonna do roll call
Montoya. Here. Prince. Here. Irick. Here. Kinsella.
here. Okay, we'll move on down to the presentation by Blackwell Middle School.
All right, I'm going to introduce, this is Bonnie Wells. She runs a 6th grade tutoring program. We have a couple of students, Allie and Levi are here, so she's going to talk about it. We'll go from there.
Don't be bashful.
Okay, a year ago, I think it was September, Mr. Jacobs came and wanted to know if I would do a study skills class. So, if the student is like failing, they're in there for the next week, whatever that subject, well, our 4 course. And so, then we have mentors that have helped all this year. So, what's your take on?
So we would split the subjects into the 3 tutors, or 4, and so I take math, she take science, and another one would take social studies or language, and then we just work on the people with their work with that subject until they get their grade up back to higher than failing.
Yeah, basically just like try to work with them and like get their grade up so that way they don't really fail the class as much. It is stressful because a lot of them don't really listen, but
I wonder if that has anything to do with it being on the failing list.
Not listening.
But you never know. I mean,
Yep.
something you're doing could maybe resonate with them and really help them. So even though
Never
you
give
think
up.
they're not listening,
Yep.
keep doing what you're doing. I think that's incredible. I wish I'd had that. Sometimes I needed it when I was young.
Well, we have Explo second hour, and so that's when we have study skills, so we're not pulling them from a core class, that we're pulling them from an elective. And they work a little bit harder because, they're
So
missing
how
that
long do you
elective.
have them, Tracy?
Depends, whenever they cycle back up and they're passing everything.
Okay, so you can keep them longer than a week if you
Some of them,
Some
yes.
of them can?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know we had that.
How do they get
Uh,
these guys?
their elementary counselor
Okay.
gave me names, that would be good ones.
Responsible kids.
Yeah.
You bet.
So, we have 7.
That is
Do you
great.
have them, like, is this basically one of their electives, or?
Yeah, it's everybody's elective.
Right,
Excellent.
so like for your tutors,
They come to,
they just,
yeah, they would come to me
So
instead of Explo.
for the third 9 weeks, me and her went for the entire 9 weeks. And so now the fourth 9 weeks, it's 4 different people.
okay.
That's good. That's
They
great.
do a
Do
great
you guys
job.
like doing it? Do you like to? Good. That's awesome.
Questions? Huh? Oh, I'm
Introduce
sorry.
yourselves.
Take me out,
That
Levi.
grandma's kind of rough.
Levi Simmons, and Sharon's his Nana, right?
Yes.
Okay, and this is Allie Castor,
Allie Castor.
so.
So glad
you guys for coming.
Thank you guys, thanks for all you do.
Just so you know, Explo is one every 4 weeks, they rotate. So we started with like a Tuesday, Thursday thing with these guys, but the Explo teachers were like saying, if they're not class Tuesday, I gotta reteach your tutors. So now we put them as 9 weeks. So they forgo one of their Explo cycles to be a tutor. Now,
Okay.
like first 9 weeks, well, we just started this third 9 weeks because we were getting so many complaints about. So we're learning as we go, but, so these guys are new for this, are these third week?
They were
guys?
third 9
Third
weeks.
week, we got new
switched
people
today.
starting today, new tutors today.
That was great.
Thank you, Mrs. Bonwell. Okay, now we'll move on to the consent agenda. All the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at board meetings will be approved one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items. A, minutes of the February 9, 2026 regular board meeting. B, encumbrances, general fund 11 encumbrances, number 399 through 4/21, treasurer's report, school activity fund reports and transfers, appointment of the internal activities review committee, activity attendance policies, high school principal Jerry Megan, special ed teacher Marcus Long, music teacher J. Wayne Hudson, social studies and credit recovery teacher Dennis Hart, science teacher Kenzie Ward, middle school principal Joe Jacobs, middle school counselor Terry Henderson, and middle school teacher Katie McConnell. F, contract for audit of public schools 2025-2026, school year with Kinkins and Kemper, certified public accountants, PC. And G, approve BMS cheer fundraiser for 2026-2027 with Double Good selling gourmet popcorn to offset cost of cheer camp, purchase cheer shoes, practice uniform, 2 sets of pom-poms, and weather gear. Do I hear a
Okay,
motion?
look, can I just add a few more, or just a little clarification? This internal activity review committee is something we have to do every year. Kids are allowed to miss 10 school days, all right, for activities. If a kid has to go over something like that, it goes to,
Is that what they do?
yeah, it just goes to the committee, and almost always the committee grants, but you don't see it so much in the middle school and high school. If you've got kids in athletics and music and ag, they're just gonna miss a lot. They have to go over, so that's what that's for. And then G, the cheerleading fundraiser. We approve a lot of this stuff in the summer, but this is a different fundraiser, so we need to approve that. And we're gonna have a new cheer sponsor at the middle school. And I talked to her, we'll, approve her, when we rehire people, extra duty stuff in the summer. Melody Sullivan will be doing the cheerleading of
Middle school?
the middle school.
Okay.
They just, Mr. Jacobs said, he, maybe a month ago, told me that Kaylee Turner didn't want to do it anymore, and so we opened it up into the district, and she was the only one that,
She'll be good.
yeah, she's good, yeah, she's done a really good job.
And they'll have to have this money before school?
Yeah, I think they want to do this fundraiser pretty quick,
Okay,
yeah, but I told we need to get it approved,
okay.
just to make things on the up and up, but,
I have one question. On the school activity fund reports, are we all clear, everything good with the state?
yes,
Okay.
we had our audit, there was a few things, some receipt book issues. We met with the auditors, Nicole, Heather, and Crystal from the new girl at the elementary, and got some things kind of squared away. We're doing a few things
Okay. All right.
different, so yeah, it should be good.
Well, I move that we approve the consent agenda as read.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Roll call?
Montoya,
Yes.
Prince,
Yes.
Irick,
Yes.
Kimberlin.
Yes. Barbara, thank you for asking that question. Okay, next, board action. A, board to consider and take action on the number of transfer students for each grade level from each school site which the district has the capacity to accept.
It is something we have to do every quarter, all right, and it just says how many kids we have and how many outsiders we can accept. If we're under that capacity numbers, we have to take that student, unless there are discipline, attendance issues, academic, we don't have to take them. So just nothing we can do. The numbers was in your drive, but it's pretty much what it was last time we approved it, I can read them if you want me to.
Would you mind?
Yep, pre-K capacity is 60, and we have 16 seats available. Kindergarten is capacity 75, we have 0 seats. First grade 70, 3 seats available. Second grade is 80, 14 seats available. Third grade 80, 1 seat available. Fourth grade 80, 0 seats available. Fifth grade 80, 12 seats available. Sixth grade 80, 16 seats available. Seventh grade 80, 12 seats available. Eighth grade 80, 17 seats available. Ninth grade 83, 5 seats available. 10th grade 93, 4 seats available. 11th grade 87, 4 seats available. And 12th grade 70 and 7 seats available.
Make a motion we approve.
Roll
Who's
call? Yes. Okay, B, board to consider and take action on approving the high school art club to travel to Fort Worth, Texas for an art trip.
Okay, Mrs. Heitzman takes her kids somewhere every year. Since we're off on Fridays, they're not gonna miss any school, but I believe they're gonna leave the Friday after spring break and go to Dallas, go to some art museums there. And only thing she's asking is the use of the school vehicles and the fuel card. And kids are getting everything else. It's a great trip. I think they're gonna take about 15 kids.
Mr. Megan has a comment.
Well, I mean, I can tell you where they're going.
Okay.
They're gonna go to the Amon Carter Museum, the Modern Art Museum, and the Kimball Art Museum there in Fort Worth.
Okay.
And they're all really, really top notch. And the Kimball's actually, not just known in the United States, but world renowned. They have rotating exhibits there. And then one they have this particular time is, pottery and artworks and stuff that some of them are like from the 15 and 1600s. It's quite a display. So it'd be a great experience.
Just real quick, you said you got, because we put all this stuff in the drive, you said your stuff was there, was yours, Angie? And you couldn't get to yours?
No, my
And you-
Dropbox.
Okay, I see Dr. Fick is back there, so he's our IT guy, so
All right.
you need to, can we figure out why they can't get into their Dropbox for Google, please? Thank you.
I have before.
Yeah, we'll get him on it.
So I think that's incredible, you know, because of the Dallas show, everyone thinks Dallas is the city, but actually Fort Worth is one of the richest cities in the United States, tremendous wealth, and there is incredible art. That's gonna be awesome.
I like it when our kids get to go.
I do too.
I just like
I just, you know, it just,
And we voted on that, correct?
Not yet.
not
it.
yet.
Okay,
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion we approve.
I'll second it.
Montoya?
Yes.
Prince?
Yes.
Irie?
Yes.
Kinsella?
Yes. Okay, number C, board to consider and take action on superintendent's recommendation on updating board policies EHBC-R3 and FL-R.
Okay, Mrs. Satterfield, the special ed director, is getting some reports due for the state. There's two of our policies we needed to update. I thought it was kind of odd because the OSSBA just back in '24 approved everything, but just if you look, it was in the Dropbox, so I will read you the changes on EHBC-R3. At the beginning on labeling identifications, we had to put in including deafness, right? Deafness was not listed as one of our disabilities, and intellectual disability, right? We had to list those two, add those to the policy. Deafness and intellectual disability, that's on EHBC-R3, and on FL-R is just something that we missed. There was a locations where we keep our educational records, right? And it just was left blank, all right? So in the process, OSSBA and myself communicating back multiple times is just something that we left off. So we had to type in like cumulative records, you know, just blank where we store those at, and health records, transportation records, speech therapy records, and psychology records. So I had to just put in, you know, where, you know, people can find those in that policy. So those are the two changes to those policies we need to approve.
So is there a motion to approve those changes?
I'll make the motion we approve the changes.
Second?
I'll second.
Montoya? Prince?
Yes.
Irie?
Yes.
Kinsella?
Yes. Okay, now we'll hear our principals' reports.
Elementary, you're closest. You can go to that.
Don't all go up.
Just our little update thing. So I'm sure most of you guys saw that our fun run was the other day, and we were $16 shy of raising $63,000. So
I just think that, I saw that on Facebook, and it makes you so proud of Blackwell.
Yes,
That
it's
is
huge.
unbelievable.
our top earner had $3,000
Wow.
on her. So, and she gets a lot, and if you ever click on the link, it's really interesting to look that Blackwell does, but what's awesome about this is that through the Fund Hub, you can get donations from, like, we get donations from all over the United States.
My goodness.
So like currently, we don't have everything yet. We're still waiting on some of the funds because we get it from the Fund Hub. But that means that what our big goal was to get the rock wall. We're gonna get a rock wall in the gym. We're gonna get a new ice cream machine. And then teachers, since we met our goal, every single teacher will get 10% of what their class earns. So PTO's working on writing checks to them, and they get to spend that in their classroom how they see fit. And then they'll give a little report back to me and Melissa, so that way we know what they spent it on. So it's really, and then just the general budget that PTO does of field trips and classroom money and everything for the whole year. So they're doing their fire truck rides this week. There was 131 kids that earned that, so we have to try to fit that in 4 days, as well as parent-teacher conferences and a 4th grade field trip this week. Pre-K enrollment opens up March 23rd. We have our doodle days, and then at the end of the month, during our normal character assembly, we will give away the Fun Run awards. So everybody that earned a trophy, and then we have 3 Nintendo Switches. So every time they get donations, every time they get $25, a ticket is put into the drawing. So 3 lucky kids will win the Nintendo Switch at that. So it's super fun. There's also the GAPS field trip to the Cosmosphere, and she's got about 23 kids that come regularly, so hopefully most of them get to go. Tammy Eastep was selected our BES Teacher of the Year, so we congratulated her. Mr. Brown is working with the 3rd through 5th graders on their spring musical that they will perform in April. Lots of test prep, summative alpha testing, and then we will have our honor rolls probably by the end of this week. Grades were just posted, conferences, so we'll work on that. Mrs. Eastep's 3rd grade class won perfect attendance again. They also were the winners in February. We have 13 students with perfect attendance for the entire school year and 131 who had it in February. In February, we had several drop. That was kind of a long month and a lot of sickness. So to still have 13 and 131, that's good. And then at the bottom of the page is our numbers as of today. Do you guys have any questions?
Thank you.
That was a really good report, thank you.
Mr. Jacobs?
You need a number?
All right, March already. Ashlyn Sherman was our Teacher of the Year. She's great, really, really good. Science, she does 6th and 7th grade science. It's her 4th year, I think, in the district. We have the 6th grade tutoring, which is a good program, which kind of grows our mentors, which we use in later grades, so a lot of those kids will get a taste of that, so it's a good deal. Some of our professional development, I talked to Miss Agee about Alpha Plus, having an Alpha Plus guy come. I've had a couple teachers look into it. Probably not going to be implemented next year, but maybe look at the following year. Got to have really good understanding and buy-in before you throw something at them, because it just doesn't work, in my experience. Math Circle, we had 2 from the high school, 2 from, 4 from the middle school, 2 from the high school attend Math PD at Stillwater, and I've attended that before. It's really good. The one thing I like about it is I get teachers to ride in. The van is probably as important as the OSU CD, because teachers that don't normally hang out with each other in a van for an hour, they start talking, they start getting to know each other. Or a high school teacher gets to know a middle school teacher. So to me, that's
That's a fact.
that's a benefit there. OPSRC, actually Ashland signed up for a Future Leaders OPSRC. It's a year-long program where they meet every month or so. We talked about it, and she fit that bill perfectly, and she's also going back to school, and I cannot remember what for, but she's pushing through. It's going to be a career for her, which I'm excited about that. I'm also going to an OPSRC. It's a leadership deal. For me, I don't do well unless I force myself into things that I have to do, like sign up for something, you have to go. One of my first assignments for this that I was like, oh gosh, I don't want to do that. But it was, I have to interview 10 of my students, and it has a bunch of questions about what they like about school, what they don't like about school. That never happens if you don't jump off that cliff and they make you do it. But I know I'll glean a lot of great information on that, so that's going on.
Would you kind of report on that to us?
Yeah. The first,
That'd be really interesting.
yeah, a couple of weeks is my initial meeting, so but we'll get there.
Well, you guys have really benefited a lot from that.
Yeah, and everything,
Yes.
almost everything is no cost. I mean,
Yeah.
like Ashland's, you get one person from the district free. My deal, one person from the district free. So,
We
I
we
started-
pay a membership.
Yes,
I
I knew
think
we
it's
did.
about 1,300, but we get our money's worth.
I
of it.
but that's on his bill. I pay more attention to my bill, so
It costs Mr. Jacobs nothing.
just trying to.
That's what you're
I
reporting.
mean,
That's right.
figuring out how to stretch your dollars.
Right.
We didn't have a $60,000 walkathon, right?
Yeah.
So we gotta stretch what we got.
No,
We have summit, our third 9-week summit's Thursday. We just do go to the park type of thing, and then end of the year we have at All-Star Sports. We have our vision meetings once a month, and some of the stuff we just talked about, was our teacher workroom and getting library cards, public library cards for our kids, things like that. And then you look, there's a bunch of stuff going on, you can look at that yourself, but we got March and April are probably our busiest months for track, and their first track meet's tomorrow in Ponca. So a lot of track, a lot of baseball going on, so, any questions?
This is so nice to have this. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're
Good
welcome.
report, thank you.
Nope, I'm sure
That's what I
Melissa,
thought.
you're not gonna show that. How
How
many, Melissa's holding out on you, we're talking about art stuff. Not many people have flower shoes that match the flowers on their shirt, including the heels of the shoe. Now, if that's not some
I
sort of
couldn't even
art
see
thing,
you,
I
because I didn't
She
even
had
know
to
you
chase
were
a
here.
kid in
we
these.
had a fashionista right
She
here.
was literally coming up by that chair.
Yeah, the chair's way up high too.
I didn't even realize she was here. Hey.
You sure?
Oh, I couldn't see.
Thank you.
Okay, mine's mostly dates, because I have a guest presenter here. Mr. Cox was Bart Cox, Teacher of the Year, with his usual aplomb and enthusiasm, Mr. Reagan, is that a good thing? Well, yes, Mr. Cox, the teacher voted for me. Do I have to fill out a lot of paperwork? There is some paperwork. So anyway, Mr. Hassett gave it to him, and I tried to keep a straight face. He goes, "No, Bart, you probably won't do it, but I'm gonna send it to you again." Well, I guess if I gotta do it. So he sent it to me today to prove that he really did it.
I've got to tell you that I sent that, both our boys, that's their most favorite teacher. Loved him, had him all through high school, both boys. And I sent that to them, and they go, well, surely it's not the first time. I go, I don't think so.
My boys were really excited.
So, one thing that sometimes we only hear about certain people's jobs, that there's a mistake or something, and since Mr. Haskins mentioned the audit, well, I've been a few places other than Blackwell, and I want you to know, Nicole's as good or better than anybody I've ever worked with. She's conscientious, she cares, she's a great communicator. Anytime there's a question, we talk, hey, was this okay, is that okay? If we're not sure, we call Mr. Haskins, say, are we doing this the right way? And that is absolutely the kind of person you want when you're dealing with money. You want to make sure everything's above board, everything's the way it's supposed to be, so, I can't
And
compliment
she
Nicole
dresses
enough.
really well.
Yeah. Okay, so, my sheet is mostly dates, so you'll know some things that are coming up in case some of them you'd like to attend or kind of know what we're doing. So, when we needed an ag teacher, I interviewed Mr. Murrett, and in part of the interview, he went on and on about this greenhouse and how they sold flowers and they did all. I thought, man, that is awesome. So it's been a running joke since he got there. About every other week I ask him, is the greenhouse built yet? Do we have a greenhouse yet? So he's gonna tell you tonight about that. Mr. Merritt, you're up.
All right.
Absolutely.
That running joke is a good one for another time. I am pleased to inform you guys that today I got confirmation that we are receiving a grant in the amount of $150,000
Oh, my
to
Lord.
have a fully automated teaching greenhouse built.
Oh, it's amazing. That would be great. It's a huge, yes, it is. I've never heard of it.
This is a copy of the grant application, and
Oh, my goodness.
there's some funny things that go on, and you guys know as you go through life that there is no formal application for this grant. So what you see on the front page is just what I came up with. It's not advertised anywhere. Through mutual friends, I knew about this trust fund
Wow.
and that they do, they wanted to do, it's more geared towards Northwest schools.
Okay.
Northwest part of the state. So what they did, when we came through, they then called Northwestern and said, oh yeah, we have lots of Blackwell, Newkirk, and Conkwall students. So that kind of helped push it over the edge there. So encourage those kids to keep going on to school.
Yes, yes.
This just isn't a plastic greenhouse, is it?
No,
It's a,
no.
Will it be, will it be
It's the hard-
fixated?
Yes.
what I mean by plastic, the
Oh,
visqueen
I know
type,
what you're talking
this
about.
is the hard,
This is
Yeah,
getting
this
black.
is
I
Well,
would like
it'll be
the
along that
double-sided
line.
polycarbonate
Yes.
corrugated.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Mhm.
Now, where will it be
To
situated?
the east of the ag building, which I call behind it.
Rich lives over there, make it look nice.
Maybe I can have water. Who knows?
It'll be farther from you.
So it'll be kind of behind,
Yes, it'd be
The ag
behind the
building.
football stadium, up where behind the ag building.
So south of the ag building, ag room?
no, east,
East,
Out to
okay.
the east.
south of the stadium.
Wonderful sunlight.
Will it be south of the stadium?
Yeah.
No, well, yes,
There's
not
some
directly
space
south,
there
but
before
south
you
of
get
the
to the
stadium.
Just directly east of your.
Yeah, if you walk out the back of my overhead door in the ag, it'll sit on that concrete
Oh,
pad.
my gosh, it's already
It's
there.
like right behind the new.
That's
Something.
good.
That is awesome, Jay.
I've already got big plans for you, Jay.
No idea. It'll be like any other business. When we order it, well, I'm sure we'll be placed on their list.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that is so nice.
In an ideal world, hopefully they start as soon as school's out and it's ready in the
Can you
fall.
tell us
Yes.
who the grant came from?
The Wisdom Foundation in
From
Alpha.
Alva, the Wisdom Foundation?
Oh, you know them?
Yes. Oh, my word. Our son-in-law is part of that family.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Hmm.
The
That
gentleman,
is incredible.
that does my taxes, I say accountant because he is, but my taxes are nothing. He is in charge of that, and so that was kind of my point, guy.
Who is that?
Jim Pfeiffer is his name. My college roommate was the president of Alva State Bank, who Mrs. Wisdom owned Alva State
Oh,
Bank.
yes.
So that's kind of how I got.
Who was your roommate?
His name was Chris Thomas.
Okay, yes, oh my word.
That's amazing.
So,
This is great.
That is awesome.
but as I told
Well,
him,
there's a lot of animosity between Alva and Blackwell. That's really awesome,
my
you
financial
know?
kind of dried up there. So.
Jay, this was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Thank you for
That's
doing
good.
that.
Lot of
Wow.
this.
Yes, but a lot
Can
of.
you get us some of those names? I'd like to send them a thank you.
Absolutely, yes, and we will try to do is,
Yeah,
something
I wanna
really
send them a
nice.
thank you note.
And I think they will end up putting their signage on the front of it, which is obviously.
Put it on the back too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it all over the place.
That is
Oh,
awesome.
my goodness,
so
this
glad
is
you
gonna
asked
be
that.
lovely.
Yeah, this is a big grant.
Oh, gosh, yes, it's a
Then
little
will it be through the kids that don't have,
Well,
will
I
they
mean,
have to take ag, take,
to be in their daily, but I included every science-based program in that.
You can tell it
we do
is, it's
that.
got
Yeah.
heater hangers and everything.
Automated water, is that
Mhm.
correct?
Golly.
So
No
Rich,
weekends up there.
You don't
water.
have
So you won't need,
feed us, Rich.
You don't need us to water for you.
And, you know, we'd have handed it off.
Every other week.
This is so exciting. Did the kids know about this?
No,
Not
because
yet.
I really didn't wanna say a whole bunch until I had the check in hand.
Oh,
but
well, I understand
we-
that.
They kinda beat around the bush and said, we think you're gonna get it, but they wouldn't just give me an affirmative yes. And so when I was over there Friday, he said, well, we'll get the check, get it in the mail Monday, but he didn't say yes, he just said, we'll get the check in the mail Monday, so.
Well, this is
They're
really,
obligated
oh
now.
my goodness. Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
called him
Beard.
this morning, and he said yes. If he got over there this afternoon, he would get the check in the mail.
I can't wait to see it operational with kids and they're working.
I know.
It'll be awesome.
What, talk about skills, like we were talking, you know, that's
Is your plan to sell
Absolutely, yes, 100%.
sell vegetables and plants, flowers and stuff?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Blackwell needs that.
Yes, we do.
He's underselling, I mean, he spent months working on this,
Well, are you?
dotting his i's and crossing his t's to make sure he met all the requirements of, so if they had questions, he was trying to answer them ahead of time so they would know it would be a first-class operation.
That's
So
awesome.
anyway, he's underselling how hard he worked on it.
Yeah, he's tended to do that for a long time, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Beard, that's awesome.
Thank you so
You,
much.
you've really made our night, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Big grant.
Yeah, you can go.
We'll get 'em. Mr. Megan, is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's move on to the superintendent's report. They've all touched on the team of the year, which, three fabulous people. And at the Education Foundation meeting today, I said what's even is really unique about this, three people. We have one that's, you know, probably year 5 or 6.
Yeah.
We've got one that's mid-career, right? And then we've got one that's a seasoned veteran. And I think that speaks well of what kind of people we have here.
Since you, make sure everyone gets their foundation
Yeah.
banquet.
I got that right here, foundation.
I gotta get that.
26.
I haven't done mine yet.
Have they already stopped selling? Cause I thought.
They
they
said it
already
was
did.
the 6th, Friday was supposed to be the last day. I'm
Yeah.
like, how can it be that early?
Well,
when-
go
They,
ahead,
they have
think
to
they
get
need
a
it
head
for
count.
they want a head count, but I guarantee you, get with Marley Brown.
Or
And-
Terry Brown.
Okay, I've got mine too.
Okay.
Terry
And
Girl.
let's try to all sit together.
Yes, the 26th of March is the foundation banquet.
I just think it's really important that our entire board
I agree.
is there and showing support for this incredible group.
I agree.
And our principals, if they can make it.
Yes,
326,
Yeah.
right?
326. Just congratulations to the wrestlers, I guess. Forgot, they were gonna be here tonight, we'll get them on next month, but they won dual state and team state, you know, so very big accomplishment and proud of those kids, coaches, they work hard and just good kids. All right.
This is honestly probably the most awarded wrestling year ever in the history of Blackwell. And we have incredible wrestling
Yeah.
history.
Yes,
Yep,
we do.
just good kids too.
They
Uh,
have
They,
done very well.
they missed the academic achievement award just by a few points.
What's that, Ryan?
Yeah, but
They had totally swept it.
yeah, but let me think of a nice way to put this. Just one low GPA can wreck it. Out of, if you've got 20 wrestlers and you've got one GPA that's in the tank, it really hurts, but they were really close.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to go to the National Superintendent's Conference. I had a good time, it was a great conference. Just networked with a bunch of people. It was really good. It was really good. I did have to cut it short a day because of dual state. I wanted to be back for that, but it was good. And just, let me tell you this, the problems that we face in Oklahoma, you know what? It's problems they face in New York and Illinois, all right? It's just, everybody struggles for teachers, you know. I do think it hit here a little quicker, you know, but everybody is struggling. But thanks for allowing me to go. It was a really good conference. Just more update on the legislative issue stuff. The property tax stuff is real, all right? they're gonna do something, all right, they're gonna change what I'm being told is the homestead exemption right now is, $1,000, all right? There's one bill to raise it to 5,000, another bill to raise it to 7,000, some people wanna do away with it. What I'm hearing, they think there's gonna be some type of compromise, all right? If they raise it to 5,000, we're gonna lose about $250,000, and it's not gonna be made up, all right? They're clear to say there's no plan to make it up. Senator Peterson thinks there will be some type of compromise, maybe 2,500, but the bottom line is we're gonna lose, the county's gonna lose big time, all right? And the career techs are gonna lose big time, you know, and it just, it's not good, you know, but, just, I get it, people don't like paying taxes, but you know what? If you want services, you gotta pay, you know, but, you've heard a lot here the last couple of weeks about this teacher retirement bill. It's taking money from teacher retirement. Just, I wanna give you a little history on that in case somebody asks you. Back in 2005, things didn't look good in the stock market. I think that's about when Enron, you know, started doing some crooked stuff, probably illegal things. Well, it hurt teacher retirement drastically, as well a lot of the other state pensions, all right? 2005, 2006, the state legislators came in and started pumping about $400 million into teacher retirement. They had to have it or it was gonna go belly up, all right? They've kept doing that, all right? Well, some people are saying, there's a Senate bill out, or Senate, not a bill, a plan. The senators threw out a plan a couple weeks ago to take 260-some million, they said, from teacher retirement, right? They're not taking it out of teacher retirement account. They're taking it out of that $400 million that they've been giving teacher retirement since 05, 06, all right? They said they don't need that much, right? I've talked to superintendents that's on that TRS committee, and they have told me things are better in teacher retirement right now, and if things keep going like they are, they're not going to miss that 260 some million I want to take out. If the economy takes a downturn, you know, overnight, then we got to have that money because we're not 100% solvent yet. All right. So they're not taking the money out of what's existing teacher retirement. The state is pulling back some what they've been putting in. All right. And they're still going to put over 160 million. You know, keep it in there. All right. They want to give teachers a $2,500 raise with some of that money that they're going to pull out, that 260 million they want to pull out. They want to put 10 million into math tutors, 10 million into reading, you know, actually more than reading. They want literacy coaches, and then Miss Agee, what's the reading program at the elementary? Strong readers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to put 30 million into strong readers. The bad thing about this, they want to put almost 30 million just back into the general pot of Oklahoma taxpayer money to help compensate the money the state is losing from the tax incentives for private schools, all right? Which I'm totally against. You know, if teacher retirement is okay without that money, take that 30 million and let's use it to help bring some retired teachers back to the classroom, all right? Because, you know, the Senate doesn't think that teacher retirement can sustain itself if you retire and then rehire, right? House thinks you can, but all right, let's take some of that 30 million, 29.8 million, and offset some of that and give a COLA to retired teachers, all right? Retired teachers have not had, they've had one COLA, I know, in the last 10 years, right? And I think it was before COVID, we think it was around 2017, right? And, you know, stuff has went way up since 2017. And so, but anyways, just if somebody asks you about the teacher retirement bill, teacher retirement Senate plan, that's kind of what it is. We're probably going to have to work more days. I don't know if it'll be next year or the year after next, but that's pretty much set in stone.
Have they indicated a number of?
No, there's all kinds of numbers out there. It's still 180. Melissa Agee's friend at Perry, Chuck Hall, wants to do away with county PD and PT conferences. You know, you can't count them, so we'll have to make those up.
Okay.
I'm sure she'll be calling him, right, Melissa?
Will.
Yeah, that's his bill.
It's my 7th grade boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was just 7th grade.
The more things they throw in there, the harder it's gonna be to
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
It makes
again, here we got people in Oklahoma City trying to run schools that have no good, you know. Chuck Hall's a banker.
Oh, yeah, he's a banker.
He's a
yeah.
banker, but, you know, but just,
And he's from rural Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He should be more cautious and
yeah.
conscientious of that.
But anyways, that's some of the updates coming that is pertinent. There's a lot of stupid bills up there, but we don't think they will get passed. April 9th is the OSSBA regional meeting in Tonkawa. Told you guys last month. It's close. April 9th. April 15th is the OSSBA day at the Capitol. Let me know if you want to go to that, and I will get you.
What's the date again?
That's April the 15th.
Oh, yeah, I have it down and I plan on going.
Okay, I will get you signed up if anybody else wants to go. It's a fun day. We're still working on lights for the football field. All right, you know, we have to do something. I'm still talking to people. I visited with Colton Dale's people today, and just they're kind of trying to come up with a plan. Visited with 2 companies out of Oklahoma City. I've ordered. We're going to finish putting the new chairs in the middle school gym. You know, we've been slowly, you know, getting that place back to life. And the last order of chairs, it's just expensive to do this stuff. I think there's, I want to say, 2 or 3 rows of the great chairs that's broken at the middle school. So hopefully when school starts next year, that middle school gym will all have good chairs, all right? We're going to do a little bit more work over there in the bathrooms, kind of new sinks, kind of freshen it up, and then I think that structure will pretty much be finished. Mr. Brown got a piano lab,
I saw
all right?
that.
And let me tell you, there was some federal money
Was there?
that we needed to get rid of, and it's very, very difficult, very difficult to get rid of it. And starting a new program, you know, fine arts program, so I think, was it 18 pianos, Miss?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And
Are they full-size pianos?
I believe, yes.
They're not keyboards then, they're pianos.
They're electric pianos.
Electric pianos,
Yeah.
so they're a little smaller than.
Yeah, and I think we spent the money and got like the weighted keys.
That's great.
Did we wind up getting the weighted keys, or you?
I don't know on
Okay,
that.
I think we decided to go ahead and, it wasn't a whole lot more.
That'd be
Yeah.
better.
It was top of the line.
Yeah,
That's
they're,
awesome.
but
18 of them.
18 of them,
Well, there's a lot of cool things going on.
yeah,
Is there?
you know. Let's see here.
Awesome.
Communication platform, we ran into some issues a couple of weeks ago. You know, we approved, you know, how teachers can communicate with
Yes.
kids. We're gonna have to revamp that policy here. After Dr. Fickus and I are working on, there's one platform I sent out an email to the staff, just told them to quit using, because the reason you approve these platforms is so we can monitor and check, right? Well, we found out there was one platform, and this teacher did everything right, all right, but we're not allowed to go in there and see it because this teacher signed up for the platform. I called the attorney, and she told me, it's Julie Miller, she said, hey, we're having lots of problems with this platform now. I guess when they set up, it wasn't that bad, but it made sense, you know, when the teacher signs up, it's their account, not the school account. So we're investigating some things to do, and I think we're just gonna go to what they call through Google, Google Chat, I believe. I think that's what we're going to do.
You
Staff,
can access it.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Monitor.
We looked at it last week, and he didn't see anything. We tested it, and staff may not like it, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Right, it's trying to keep them out of trouble.
right.
Okay, Monday, I've got June 30th, and that does not,
Are you talking about the bond deal?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was the.
I think I've got the wrong
Is it the
date in my
3rd?
note. I think it is the 3rd. Well, no, it wouldn't be the 3rd, let me look at,
Oh,
okay, it's the June board meeting. I've got it down in all of my notes. It's the 8th?
That's
I
the
thought
second
it
Monday
was-
in June.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do this, let me pull that email up.
The agenda on April 13th, yeah, it's the 8th.
It is the 8th?
On Monday?
No, that's a school.
It's just
board.
at the regular meeting, he's gonna do what, we
Oh,
normally have a
okay.
separate
Yeah.
meeting.
Well, see, we normally,
They normally have
to
a.
sell, but we do them at noon, and I don't know
Yeah.
why. He
Yeah,
probably has
and it's
another
later
commitment
than
that day.
usual.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a month later.
Right.
than
So do you, so what day was that again?
The eighth.
8th, okay. At 5:30, so you know, our board members, our board meetings start at 6. At 5:30, we need to have a special meeting to sell those bonds. All right? Is that going to be okay? And we gotta have 3 people here?
I can be here.
I can
Okay.
be here too.
All right. Angie, or
Yeah, sure.
Abby?
June the
Okay.
June
All right, so I'll tell him that that is okay.
Be
June the
here
8th.
at 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30. And I will remind
I was
everybody.
gonna say, you might send her.
I will. I will, I promise. Well, hold on. I'll try to remember.
I have it down.
I will tell
You remind
Siri to
you.
remind me. No, Siri does a pretty good job of reminding me. So you guys are good? All right. And it won't take long. Open up bids and sell the bonds. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, let's look at the finances real
I
quick.
have a question.
Yeah.
That wasn't on there, but people have been asking about the school calendar. Are we going to approve it within the next
Okay.
couple months?
I plan on doing it next month,
Okay.
April. 2 reasons. First reason was just I wanted to see how the Fridays,
Right.
you know, how that was gonna go. And then the second is what's going on in Oklahoma City, all right? Hopefully by next month, you know, we'll kind of have an idea where they're going. What I don't wanna do is get that calendar committee together and work on something and then have to
change.
just come back,
More
because
day.
if we, right now, we're at 175 days, all right? And what I'm hearing is 180, so we've got to add 5 days in there, okay? Which is, you know, we just basically have to take out some of the Fridays again, all right? I don't want to go back to that committee and say, I know you approved this, but we got to go back, all right? I'm hoping April, they will have it. We're not the only school doing this. You know, now there's some that's already approved. But I talked to Lori, we had a superintendent's meeting Wednesday, Lori Tonko said they're holding off too.
Yeah, it
Just
makes sense.
to wait
A lot of
and
kids
see,
find
and-
out what they're doing.
Another thing, what I'm being told, 180 is gonna be, they think that's gonna happen, but they don't know when they will initiate that, if they'll make us do it next school year or wait a year to kind of, you know, there's a lot of schools that have already made their
Yeah.
calendars, back in January. And, like one of the legislator told me when I was at the Capitol, hey, well, I didn't tell me it was in a group, you can change it, you know. Only thing, you just, board has to approve the change, you know, so,
We used to have to do it 180.
yeah, when I came here, I think we were 182.
Mm-hmm.
In 17,
Yeah.
I think we're 182. But there, not long after I came, it went down to 175. And I think they're gonna go up, you know, just what I'm hearing.
So do you have any report on the scoreboard at the football?
Working on that too. Working on that, the lights in the scoreboard. You know, matter of fact, I emailed him today, or talked to him on the phone. He'd sent me a quote earlier and I couldn't find it. And, what happens when you start these thread of emails on Google, if you're doing all this stuff in a thread, they're harder to find. And I looked and looked and looked, and I couldn't find his quote, but he was gonna send it to me in the morning, but yeah. But I've gotta get moving on that. Any other questions before we move on to the finances? Let me find my,
Did I take yours?
yes, you did.
Okay, I don't have one.
You should have had one.
It's on the back.
Oh, here it is,
Yeah.
here it is, here it is.
Sorry. Just, I kinda sound like a broken record. It just, we're fine, you know, our expenses are in line with, our revenue, you know. Last few years, we've been spending COVID, all right, and that stuff, you see that in the revenue, but you also see it in expenses. and I think when it's all said and done, it will come out a wash, but, I'm sleeping at night, I'm not worried about the money. I think we're fine right now. I don't see anything, on the horizon that we need to be concerned about. And again, I'm big at going comparing months to months, right? And you guys can go in there and you guys can go all the way back to 2020 when I started and find these sheets if you want to. I've shared all that stuff with you, so it just, I mean, it's.
It lines it out so easily.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
it's
look at it, so-
fine. We will see what happens toward the end of the fiscal year. You know, I'll start having in May, kind of start saying, hey, you know, this is where we will probably end, you know, the year. Any questions on the money? All right, let's do enrollment real quick. $1,019 is where we, our enrollment today, 1,019, 502 in elementary, 207 at, the middle school, and 297 at the high school. They dropped below 300, but I think again, some of this is those Alt-Ed kids are finishing. Mr. May,
We've had 14 finish,
Okay,
so they drop off, but then they
Yeah.
reappear.
So you're not gonna
on the
see
state
them.
schools grads.
They come back for graduation, is that what you're saying?
Well, in the numbers.
Oh, I see, okay,
So if you add 14 to that, that's how many have finished and will graduate.
all right,
But by law, you have to take them off, because if you leave them on, then they're gonna say we have more than 15 and all that, and we're violating the
gotcha,
numbers.
okay,
So add 14 to that, so that'd be
so
311.
in
okay,
the 297 is the high school, and Alt-Ed's 13. And what's happening, the reason the high school numbers is dropping too, a lot of those kids are at the high school, once there's a seat that opens up in the Alt-Ed, boom, they go over. So you can add that 1019, you could, if we've had 15 kids quit, you can essentially say, you know, there's 215, because the state told me last year, that some stuff came up last year, I was just, you know, hey, what's going on? But they assured me, those kids that graduate Alt-Ed, they will still go in on your end of the year count. Because our funding is based off, our funding for the first semester is based on child count on the last day the kids are at school. And they said all those kids that graduated early from Alt-Ed are still on your child count. So,
Good.
that 1019, you know, we could still add 15, you know, to that, which is good. Like I said, I learned this last year because it just got kind of nervous and started making some calls.
so we can only have 15 Alt-Ed at one
Alt-Ed,
time,
yeah. Now, if we hire another teacher, we can have another one.
but they're limited to 15?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 15.
We have a lot of people that wanna be in it, but it's not.
I think there's usually a handful, 4 or 5. Mr. May, is that accurate?
Yeah, we, for whatever reason, this year there seems to be more. We've had, we've had 2 due to family situations that probably were technically juniors, but they wanted to get done, and they were go-getters, and so the way it works is seniors get priority, especially the seniors that are behind, then juniors. And then if you actually have a spot, maybe a sophomore, we don't have any freshmen.
Thank you.
It's just my own opinion. Take it what you think it's worth, but I think there's some kids that just want to go to Alt-Ed because number one, it starts at 9 o'clock. Or is it 9 or 9:30?
9:15 to 2:15.
The hours are less and that they don't go to school on Fridays, but that's, you know, we write a waiver every year for the time constraints, and most schools do the same thing, all right? And, you know, Alt-Ed used, when it first started, I've been around it for years, Alt-Ed was mainly for those kids that had something going on at home. You know, teenage pregnancy or had to work, and it's just, it's shifting, you know, just it's moving. And, you know, it's more for kids that just, the ideal classroom setting just doesn't work,
Right.
you know, but they're still getting a diploma. I prefer sitting in the seat traditional way, but you know what, it doesn't work for some kids,
Right.
you know. And the thing is, you get in there and you work hard, You know, like, did we have somebody graduate in February?
Mhm.
That was a traditional senior?
Mhm.
Yeah. You get in there, you work hard, so.
They can get.
Coach Sin don't play around. You will get your 16 hours minimum a week. And they do like, personal skills or life skills type training on Thursdays. And they have
That's
counseling and
Well, he's right.
he's really
Great
good.
place, isn't
He is really good.
Mhm.
Yep, he's good. Okay, that's all I've got. You guys have any questions on anything?
That was a good report, thank you. Okay, moving on, is there any new business? Hearing no new business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
A second.
roll call,
Montoya? Prince?
Yes.
Ira?
Yes.
Wilson, Tillin?
yes.
Got some signatures real quick.